Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to learn how to make this base plate fixture sort of part here. And then we're going to also get a little practice with our holes and our drawing tools here, okay, when we go in drawing mode. So let's go ahead and get started. Come on up to File. We're going to get a new standard inches part, hit Create. Let's start a 2D sketch on the XY plane. All right, we're going to come up here. Let's see here to the rectangle, and we want a 2-point center rectangle, okay? And we're going to draw it out, and you're going to have to kind of zoom it out here, and we're going to make it 6 inches by 3 inches. Hit enter, and we're going to zoom out a little more here. All right, now we need to make some 2D fillets. So right here, we're going to click on fillet, and we're going to change that to 0.5. Okay, and now we need to click this line and then click that line. Once again, same thing over here for all 4 corners. So you click on that line and the other line. Okay, and that looks good. Let's go ahead and finish our sketch. We're going to extrude that out 1 inch, all right? And we want this direction, and let's hit OK. All right, now let's go ahead and make the holes. So we're going to go ahead and start a 2D sketch on this surface. All right, let's come up to Project Geometry. And when you hit Project Geometry, you'll notice these little yellow dots come up. Well, we're going to go ahead and place points on them so these points will become our holes. Right there, make sure you get that little green dot and then click so they are on there. So by doing it this way, we don't need to put location dimensions from here to here, right? We don't need those, so hit escape. So we're done. Let's go ahead and finish our sketch. All right, we're going to come up here to hole. Okay, and now we want to select this guy right here. This is our countersink hole. So click there, and we want this outer portion here to be 0.5. This outer diameter right here, okay, to be 0.5. And we want this inner diameter, our hole diameter essentially, to be 0.25, okay? And we're not done yet. Make this a through hole, okay? And then we want to add some threads on here, okay? So we're going to click there, and sometimes it takes a while, so if yours doesn't go right away, be patient. And we want size 0.25, and we want, so make sure you select 0.25, and make sure you select 1/4-20. Those are the most common threaded pitch, and make sure it's right hand, okay? And full depth. And that's it. I think we're good. Let's go ahead and hit OK. And if you zoom in here, you can see the threads are in there. Okay, Autodesk kind of places them in there for you. All right. Now we want to go ahead and make our recessed or pocket area on this part. So let's go ahead and once again start a 2D sketch on this surface. We're going to come back to our Project Geometry tool. Okay. We are going to let's just do this part all the way around. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Now let's offset it 0.25. Okay. And once again, we're going to come back to Project Geometry, and we're going to use these guys right here. Okay. Hit escape. And now we're going to offset those, you guessed it, 0.25. So we're consistent here. And once you've done this, go ahead now and delete the 0.25 dimensions. So hit escape. So we're out of offset mode, and delete each dimension because it'll give you an error when we go to trim these. Okay, So delete each of those. And now we're going to come up and we're going to trim so that it looks something like this. Okay, and do that for every corner. So we're going to go here, 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 here. All right, looks good. Let's do it for this corner. All right, and if I'm going too fast, okay, feel free to pause it at any time. All right, now we need to add 8, that's right, 8 2D fillets. So we're going to come over here to our fillet tool, change that to 0.25, and gosh darn it, I keep adding an extra point there. So we're going to click here and click there and do that for every location. And it's going to automatically put in your tangent constraints there for you. Right there, and right there, right there, there, and our last one there. Okay, looks pretty good. Now it's always good policy to make sure our sketches are fully constrained, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Looks good. Finish our sketch, extrude that guy, but we don't want it to go out, right? We want to go the other way into our part, and we want to make sure our cut option is selected, and we want to go a distance of not 1 inch, but 0.75 inches, okay? Because we want to have a floor on there, and then hit OK. Looks good. Okay, and one of our last features is going to be this slot that runs right down the middle. So let's start a 2D sketch right here on the base of our part. And we're going to come up here and we're going to select slot center point here. Okay, so we're going to select slot center point. We're going to come up here, identify our center point, drag this out. Okay, and just do a rough estimate right now. Click once, then move your mouse up and kind of estimate, its width, and click. Okay, and there's our slot. Hit escape. Now we can go ahead and put in our dimensions. And we know that this dimension is 3. And we know the thickness is 0.25. All right, and that's it. We're going to finish our sketch, extrude that guy the other way, a distance of 0.25. And once again, make sure cut is selected and hit OK. All right. And one of the things we also need to add here is a fillet right along the outer edge. We're going to do that, 0.2, I believe that was, let me look at the dimensions. Yes, 0.125, hit apply. And the last thing we need to do, and this is to give us practice with some engraving in the future, we need to do, we're going to use the sketch tool. So let's go ahead and start a sketch here, and you're going to write your name on here. So we're going to come on up and, sketch or text tool. So text, we're going to just kind of drag out a square sort of in this area, okay? And go ahead and type your name. I'm just going to type your name here so you get the idea, but go ahead and type your actual name in there. I'm going to change the font size to 0.24. All right, and I want it to be center. So I'm going to center justify it there and hit OK. And there it is. And it's not exactly centered on our part, so we can change that, right? We can kind of, let's dimension this to this construction line here, and we're going to make that a little bit more. Let's try 0.4, see how that does. And that looks pretty centered. Okay, now let's come this side, and it's 1.27. So to center it, let's make it the same on this side, 1.27. Okay, and now it's pretty good centered. It's still a little higher, so if you wanted to, you could come here. You can make that like 0.45. Now it's a little bit better. All right, and we're good. Let's go ahead and finish our sketch. Extrude. We're going to select your name, And we're going to go once again the other way, and we're going to make sure cut is selected. And this time we're going to make it very, very fine. When you actually engrave or on your parts, it's typically right around 0.02 inches into your part. So we're going to just select 0.02 inches and hit OK. Okay, and that's it. All right. The last thing we want to do is we should always, good practice, is to give our part a material. We're going to make it aluminum 6061. And let's give it a nice shiny polished aluminum here. Okay. And that's it. Go ahead and save your work. In the next video, we'll learn how to cam this from a piece of stock aluminum. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.